What jumped out at you most today?
I think the cloud growth accelerating is what jumped out to me. Azure growth in constant currency was 48%. I think Street was looking at around 43, and last quarter it was 47. So typically what you see in a large base of their cloud business is growth rate continues to go down. But the fact that it actually went up this quarter was fairly encouraging to us. I think it bodes really well for Amazon Web Services next week, or I guess the week after, and the overall cloud-related names.
I want to bring our attention to AMD, which has also reported here fourth quarter bottom line 52 cents, well beating expectations. Gross margin about in line. Fourth quarter revenue, we're moving up the income statement, also looking better at $3.2 billion versus expectations of $3 billion. And then, of course, looking out, that first quarter revenue guidance, 3.2 versus estimates of 2.73. So AMD, again, continuing to beat expectations in the current quarter and the forecast, similar to what we've seen within Microsoft as well. And Anurag, I am curious, as you take a look at tech in general, Satya Nadella coming out and saying that every organization is looking at resilience and growth and building out that digital capability as their version of their currency. How does tech spend then look to you? Is that what's driving this wave of higher forward guidance that we see?
So I think, you want to look at in two different worlds over here. There are on-premise spending and there is cloud spending. So when we looked at IBM the other day, we saw really poor results from them. In fact, one of the worst sales growth for them or sales decline for them in, over a decade. I think that's what you're seeing, that there are funding is going to a lot more of cloud-related work and then taking it away from some of the legacy stuff. And I think that trend we expect to continue throughout 2021. As people are looking to go digital, they're going to take money away from one place and invest in another.
Just such savvy bets that have been made. Amy Hood, of course, the Executive Vice President and CFO of Microsoft, just saying how they continue to benefit from the investments in strategic and high-growth areas. The fact that a $1.75 trillion company can grow revenue by 17% is quite phenomenal, really, if you think about it. How much do you think a post-COVID world is still going to be such a strong sort of area for Microsoft when we're still seeing such growth, for example, in the gaming part of the business?
I think that's one of the things people don't understand about Microsoft, that it has one of the most well-diversified portfolios in technology, in software. Even because of the pandemic, there were some businesses that did better, but there were others that actually pulled back a little. So on a blended average, them growing 15% in this market is fairly impressive. I mean, 2 years ago, when we used to say that Microsoft's doing very well, it was growing somewhere around the same number, 14, 15%. Last year, it was growing around 14, 15%. So I think this is one of the special things about Microsoft, that no matter what the top-line environment is, they're able to show growth in double digits, which is pretty phenomenal given the size of, how much they represent of the total software spending. It is pretty, and they're going faster than the overall market. I think that's really one of the most impressive parts for us.
We're seeing a lot of other companies in this space, in the cloud space specifically, rally as well here in after-hours trading. I guess a lot of folks looking at what Microsoft posted up here and trying to extrapolate whether those other companies are also going to post similar growth numbers. Is this a story about Microsoft, or is this a broader industry story here where we should start to look for similar gains in other companies?
I think it's Microsoft taking share from a lot of people, not just on the on-premise side, but also in the cloud side. I think that's really one of the key messages here. Now, we expect tech spending to be strong this year. I mean, people who are getting back to normal, industries that are starting to open up, they will have to spend more to make sure that their business is a lot more digitally savvy than it was prior to the pandemic. We saw some pullback last year, but we think tech spending goes up this year, and Microsoft is one of the key beneficiaries of it.